And America repeatedly shows us that they are anti-black and that the color of our skin is a motherfucking sin. What's up, YouTube? It's Sion the Don, and I am back with another video. And I'm back, and I'm better. And today, we are gonna be talking about how America, America, land of the free, America, the great, country, the country where, people love to come to. We're going to be, look at this. I love chili cheese fries. Hold on, look at this too, y'all. Looks so good. I need some more mayo though, so we're gonna hold off on that because you can't eat a burger without mayo. But back to what I was saying. Y'all get the point of what I'm saying about America. We're gonna be talking about how America constantly shows us that they're anti-black, that they don't give a fuck about black people, and how the odds are always going to be stacked against us. These was made with love, just for me. Okay, y'all. Let me get my notes. Hold on. Y'all, I can't find my notes. What did I do with my... Oh, my Jesus. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I cannot find my notes. I had took some notes on the topic for today while I was at work. And I don't know what I do with the notes. So give me a second to find them. And I'm going to come back and start this video. Okay, y'all. Don't y'all hate when y'all be looking for something and it's right there in your face? Like it be hiding in plain sight and you're looking all over for it, searching high and low. That was just me. But all right, y'all. I found my notes. Let's get into it. So, I was at work this morning. Working. At work, but hardly working. And I was reading an article on Company Time. I was. And the article had caught my interest because I see a black man. Well, I say man, because at 18 you're a man, and he's in high school. And I see that he is being discriminated against because of his hair. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the name of the article that caught my eye was on the Washington Post. It was called Superintendent Praises Conformity in Defense of Suspending Black Teen. Let me go ahead and give you the breakdown first. 18-year-old Darryl George will spend the remainder of the year in in-school suspension, extending a punishment that was first imposed in August over his hairstyle that district officials maintain violates their dress code policy. Darryl George, he is a junior at Barbers Hill High School in Mount Bellevue. It's a town roughly 40 minutes away from Houston, outside of Houston, I should say. And Darryl George has faced numerous in-school suspensions since August 31st due to his locks. School officials say George's locks fell below his eyebrows and his earlobes. This is the lobes right here, I think, in his earlobes. And that was according to local media reports. Them saying that George's locks falling below his eyebrows and earlobes violates the district's dress code for male students. So in September of 2023, y'all, the George family sued the state's governor and attorney general, arguing that they had failed to enforce a new law prohibiting hair discrimination. In October of 2023, it was reported Darryl George would be sent to an alternative school program from October 12th through November 29th for failure to comply with multiple campus and classroom regulations, the Barbour High School principal said in a letter. And before we continue, reading this out loud, all I can say is this sounds dumb as fuck. Like, really. And y'all, listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. So, this is also the same school district that banned a Native American student from attending because he refused to cut his hair in 2017. In 2020, they banned a black teen from walking at graduation over his locks. And now that I just read that, that sounds familiar. In 2021, there was another lawsuit over 2 students and their locks. So clearly this is a repeating occurrence. And if you look, none of these students are white. None of these students are white. Y'all, I just watched a news clip from a Texas news station, and Barber's high school dress code, they say, is established to teach grooming and hygiene, ensure students are dressed in clean and neat manner. Male student hair cannot extend below eyebrows or earlobes, which I told y'all earlier. So what are y'all trying to say? That because Darryl has dreads that he's unclean, he doesn't know how to groom himself, or that he's not groomed well? Are you saying that he doesn't look neat? What are you trying to say? So are you saying all black male with locks are unclean and unkept? What are you really getting at here? This school is running a modern day slave plantation, and you might as well call the school district officials masters. Master, can we keep our dreads? Master, can we keep our locks? Master, can we keep our hair below our eyebrows and earlobes? Master, don't whip me, master. Don't whip me, master. So, and this is a quote from his mother. He has to sit on a stool for 8 hours in a cubicle. Darryl's mother, Darryl George, told the Associated Press, "That's very uncomfortable. Every day he'd come home, he'd say his back hurts because he has to sit on a stool." Darryl, who turned 18 last week, wears his natural hair in locks, which he says are an expression of cultural pride, according to a federal lawsuit filed last month by the family against Texas Governor Greg Abbott, the state's attorney general in the school district. While reading that article, I cannot put in words, y'all, how outraged I was reading these articles, because I read like 3 different articles. And y'all, listen. And as y'all can see, this has been going on. This has been, I guess, making headlines since August, September of 2023. And I'm just now hearing about it. And I just think that is ridiculous. Like, I feel like this is something that needed to be talked about and something that needed to be brought to more people's attention. And that's why I'm talking about it today, because this is fucking America, and America repeatedly shows us that they are anti-black and that the color of our skin is a motherfucking sin. And then pictures that I'm seeing of Darryl George, his locks look like they're well groomed, like he takes care of them. I don't understand how a school can say that locks go against their dress code policy, like the length of the locks go against dress code policy. So what the fuck? Is his hair supposed to stop growing? Are people with locks supposed to cut their locks when they reach a certain length? Like, what the fuck, are we running a prison? Like, what is this, a prison? Like, we all gotta look the same? I can't have some hair on my head? Like, what the hell is going on? This is a black teen, a black male who is a junior in high school. He is almost at the finish line. How long has he been going to this high school is my first question. If he's been going here since freshman year, he's been had these locks. And if they're oh so long now that it violates dress code policy, then clearly come on, like, it's not making sense. It's not making sense at all. And it's a shame that black people have to conform to white standards of what's appropriate when it comes to hair. Black women go natural and, may have a fro, or they may get a buzz cut, and they'll feel like going into a job interview in corporate America, they have to put a wig on. Black men or black women with locks and go to a job interview with dreads, and they could be discriminated against, especially males. They can be looked at as a thug, violent, rough, all because of hair that's on their head. Hold on. So you mean to tell me there's not one white boy there with long ass motherfucking hair and a motherfucking bang? So if locks go against the community's dress code, then any Tom, John, or Billy in that school with hair that's to their eyebrows and past their earlobes needs to be going through the same damn shit. But they're not, though, because this is America, and America is not for black people. America's not the land of the free. America's only the land of the free if you're white. Let's keep it real. Clock it. All right. To me, I'm going to say it again, this school is a motherfucking prison system, because these dress code rules do not seem to hold any type of significant value. It just seems like a way for them to exert power and control over students. And it's always funny to me how rules and standards and policies, they always ignore ethnicity and culture. They always ignore ethnicity and culture. And it's always real convenient that it seems to not ignore ethnicity and culture when it's a black person. You can even go as far as to say that this is sexist. Because who's to say men cannot have long hair? Who is that to say that men cannot have long hair. How the hell are you gonna tell a man, a grown man, how long his motherfucking hair can be? And I'm sorry I keep cussing, but it's just like, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. And I'm sick of seeing shit like this. For real. I'm sick and I'm tired of it. Like, what the hell is going on in Texas? Is Texas like the new China? Is Texas the new China in America? Well, no one answered that for me. Y'all, the only thing keeping me calm right now is these chili cheese fries. And to me, I can only imagine how Darryl George is feeling. It's his junior year. He's almost done with high school. Being in an alternative school, being suspended from school, there's just no way to know like how he's feeling. Like, he's probably missing out on all type of things. He probably can't even focus on his schoolwork now because of all this going on. They just do anything to keep blacks from learning. They do anything to keep black people down low. And I'm willing to bet money. I'm willing to bet money he's an honor roll student. I'm willing to bet money that he has good grades. I'm willing to bet money that any teacher that ever taught him would say he's a respectable young man. And I'm willing to bet money on it. I really am. Because that's how I feel. Now, in some instances, I guess don't get me wrong. I can understand a school enforcing a dress code, to help with the environment and to help students focus on learning and to not, make certain students, feel left out or, get bullied. So I get that. But when it comes to controlling people's hair, even if you said no unnatural colors, I couldn't argue with that. Because some jobs are like that. But locks, having locks in your head that go past your earlobes and past your eyebrows, like, it just doesn't make sense. What the hell kind of rule is that? Whoever made that rule, it seems like whoever came up with that and the people who agree with that, it seemed like it was a way to interfere with black people's education. And that's how I feel. So if you haven't heard about this story, I recommend that you look into it and learn and read about it like I did, because this is case one on today's episode of America is Anti-Black, and they don't give a fuck about black people, and they constantly show it to us. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into scenario 2 of America is Anti-Black, hosted by your black ass host, Sion the Dime. All right, moving on. Charlie Kirk. If you never heard the name, I'm going to tell you who Charlie Kirk is. Hold on. So Charlie J. Kirk, according to Wikipedia, so he is an American far-right activist and radio talk show host. He founded Turning Point USA with Bill Montgomery in 2012 and has served as its executive director since. But hold on. I'm not sure if you ever heard of the American group Students for Trump. Well, let me tell you, in 2019, Charlie Kirk, CEO of Turning Point USA, became chairman of Students for Trump. So that tells you a little bit about Charlie Kirk, doesn't it, huh? Okay. So now let me go ahead and tell you why Charlie Kirk is featured on today's episode of America's Anti-Black. Charlie Kirk said, and I'm going to read you the quote word for word. "If I see a black palette, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified." If you see a black palette, you're going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. So they just throw palettes in airplanes? That's what they do? Anybody can just get in an airplane and say, I'm a palette. Why? Because why every time a black person is in like a position of power or a black person, it is like, hold on, let me get my words together. Now, what I'm getting at, why every time a black person is in a position of power or a black person has a position where, like, just like with Barack Obama when he was president, why was it so much negativity? Why was it so much questions about his morals, his upbringing? Like, I would never forget as a kid, like, during the election, they was trying to bring up all type of stuff and say all type of things about Barack Obama. That just right there shows America is anti-black. And why can white people just say things like this with no repercussions? Because America's anti-black. Let a black person go on a podcast and say, if I see a Mexican palette or if I see an Asian palette, or fuck that. Let a black person say, if I see a Jewish palette, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. He's going to be anti-Semitic. He's going to be anti-Asian. He's going to be anti-Hispanic, anti-Latino, whatever you want, whatever the words are. Y'all get what I'm saying? So how can white people always just come out and discredit and disrespect black people with no repercussion? Because we're living in a white world. This is not America, land of the free. But anyway, I feel like we're living in the Jim Crow era again. White people don't give a fuck. They're no longer hiding their racism. They don't give a fuck. Why should they? Why? They shouldn't. It's in the media. You see it in the media every day on news stations. It's shown to us every day that America is anti-black. And this is America. This is the world that we live in. And if you don't see what's wrong with that comment, if you don't think that comment was prejudiced, if you don't think that comment was racially charged, racist, whatever you want to say, then you're the problem too. Because let me ask you, what's the first thought on your mind when you get on the airplane? What goes to your mind when you're walking on the airplane? Why, you think I'm going to tell you mine? All the times I've ever flown, you know how the flight attendant and you see the pilot standing there? I walk on. As I'm walking through the little terminal, I'm praying in my head. I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared of heights, but airplanes don't scare me. But it's still the anxiety of like, I'm in the motherfucking air. Like this, I'm high as shit. Like something go wrong. This ain't just a jump to safety, you know. Firefighters waiting with a bouncy mat at the bottom. This ain't none of that like you see in movies when people are stuck in a high building. I'm thinking, I trust this person and I know I'm gonna get there safely. I don't care about the ethnicity or race of a pilot. As long as you're sober, as long as you are qualified to do your job, which I know you are if you're here in the cockpit, then I have nothing to worry about. I don't care about the race. And that just shows that racism is still alive. It really does. It shows that people are still prejudiced. It's a lot of prejudiced people in the world still. And if you don't want to call it racism, let's call it an advantage. Because why is Charlie Kirk still a why is no companies or any brands or any company, anybody that he works with not coming out and speaking out and saying, oh, we can't stand with him, or we no longer associate ourselves with Charlie Kirk due to his comments about black pilots? So to me, it only leads me to believe y'all feel the same way and y'all stand with y'all brother. Just like I'm gonna stand with mine. All right, YouTube, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure drop a comment. Let me know how you feel about the situations that I talked about. Just let me know how you feel about any of the things I said. And make sure you don't forget to subscribe once again for more insightful content. And once again, y'all, just remember that America is anti-black. All right, y'all, I'm out.